What's up, everybody? It is free agent frenzy day, and historically, the Montreal Canadiens don't do a whole lot on this day. And guess what? No, we know where they're at in the rebuild, right? So we didn't really expect much to happen today anyway. But there was actually a trade that was made earlier today. Joel Edmundson going to the Washington Capitals, and in return, a third-round pick and a seventh-round pick in 2024 coming to the Canadiens. So Kent Hughes was just actually asked. I just finished watching his press conference from trade deadline day free agency day today, and he said that the market was actually relatively similar for Joel Edmundson at the trade deadline, but there were other factors that teams that were making a playoff push or weren't able to make a playoff push just decided not to go in on Joel Edmundson, but they got a deal done, and the Canadiens do retain 50% of Joel Edmondson's salary, but that does remove almost just under $2 million off of the Montreal Canadiens salary cap for next season. So the Canadiens, with Carey Price's long-term injury reserve cap hit that will be not counted towards the salary cap at the beginning of the season. So basically the Canadiens, long story short, are projected to have just under $11 million now to spend for the salary cap until next season. I shouldn't say until next season, but they have that amount of cap space right now. And we do know that they made qualifying offers to several players, which includes the likes of Raphael Harvey-Pinard, Alex Newhook, Jesse Ylonen, Lucas Condata, Mitchell Stevens, and Nicholas Baudin. So they did not extend qualifying offers to Gurianov. And I had quick thoughts on that because I made a big deal about Gurianov getting traded for Dadonov. And basically I just said that, it was an instant steal for the Canadiens. And, right out of the gate, Gurianov came with some fire that every new player putting on a new jersey for a new team seems to have. And he had about 7 goals and, some odd assists or whatever. But I think Dallas Stars fans were right. I mean, you got what you got from Gurianov and not a whole lot more. So basically the rest of the interview for Kent Hughes today went towards answering questions about David Reinbacher and how the Montreal Canadiens fan base has been pretty upset. And I think we're all guilty of it in some way or another. Some of us handle it differently. I've certainly turned a corner in how I feel about the pick, as you guys have seen in my last video or so. And even when I made my first video the night of with my disappointed face and everything, I said that there were some positives to be had about drafting Reinbacher. And now it seems like, Reinbacher experienced the worst of it from some fans, not all fans, but when asked about that today, again, Kent Hughes said they have a really, really good player that is going to play with the Canadiens for a long time. And some fans weren't happy with Caden Gooley, but they're really happy now. They're pretty happy today, Kent Hughes said. So I think Kent Hughes and the Canadiens definitely stand by their pick. They're going to stick with them. They believe in them. And I think they're going to convert some Habs fans, many Habs fans over the years. I mean, who knows what we could be looking at, right? In terms of what kind of player Reinbacher is going to be. I think we're calling him Reinbacher as in linebacker. And of course, trades are popping off or deals are okay. Well, I'm just going to say this because it actually happened. So Matt Duchene is not going to be coming to the Montreal Canadiens. This is just coming in right this second. I know this is a live recording here as I do it, but Matt Duchene is going to the Dallas Stars on a 1-year deal, $3 million. 1-year deal, $3 million. Matt Duchene. That is quick work because there was word that he wasn't going to be in a rush to sign, and there he goes. He's going to go to the Dallas Stars and help them out. I think that's a good pickup for the Dallas Stars, adding to their top 6 forward group. That's definitely a nice move. So good for them. But that wasn't planned to be in this video, but here it is. So regardless, the Canadiens aren't very, very active today, but there is another thing I wanted to mention, and that is the important fact that in 2 seasons from now, when the Canadiens are really going to start to turn the corner in this rebuild, I believe, is the fact that the salary cap is supposed to go up by about $4 million. So it's going to be likely around the $90 million range. And that is good news for Canadiens fans at that point in the rebuild, because what we have to look forward to is them being able to maybe spend more money on a free agent or at the trade deadline and taking on more cap for whatever player they decide to trade for, et cetera. But I think personally that is good news for Canadiens fans. As we know, typically, historically, we're just not active on free agent day on July 1, right? So that's good timing also for this Canadiens rebuild, because I feel like that's when they'll be looking to add to, say, the top 6 forward group, for example, or bring in whoever. I don't know. But that just means that It's not that far away where the Canes are going to try to make a splash. They really haven't made a splash since the offer sheet for Aho, which went nowhere. And that was just like a media win of the day. And then it got nowhere for the Canadiens. So regardless, that's all I got. I know it's a bit scrambled here today, but thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the next one. And I have a special guest joining the channel very soon. He's the last guy to wear number 22 for the Canadiens before Cole Caulfield. I'm sure you know who it is. Can't wait to have him on. Can't wait to have him back in the Habs podcast realm. See you guys soon. Cheers.